Hello and welcome back to the On the Slab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Shall we read the t-shirt, lads? King?
Friday night is horror night.
That
Woo!
didn't quite work as well as last week, but
I know.
uh, sure look,
Still sexy
yeah,
in that t-shirt anyway, man.
as always, Friday night is horror night, and again, same as last week, it's me and you here. We know why we do it on a Friday night. The
Damn right.
fans know why we do it on a Friday night. They hear it every single Friday.
It's our
We'll
love
let them
letter.
off with it this time.
Yeah. Our love letter to
um,
horror.
Last week it was great to get back to do an old review, and obviously I said in last week's episode that it was my choice to not put the new movies out till later on,
Mm.
which was kind of a mistake on my behalf. So we're going to start doing them a bit earlier, a bit quicker.
Yeah.
So last week we obviously brought you the Last Voyage of the Demeter,
Very good film.
and it was savage
Yeah.
in more ways than one.
Oh yeah. In every which way.
So tonight we said we'd do the same again. Another new movie, 2023 movie, directed by Rob Savage, and it is based on a Stephen King book or novel
A
or
short novel.
short
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
one of those kind of things. It was the Boogeyman, not quite from WWE, not quite that one
Oh,
that came out in 2003, which was atrocious.
Yeah.
Although I will say this one didn't do a whole lot better for me either.
No, and I mean, like we were only talking about this. We're going from like really enjoying the Demeter to watching this film. Straight off the bat, I can just say we weren't really bowled over by this film, you know.
It moved. It just
Yeah,
didn't do anything.
as I said to Greg. So yeah, the Boogeyman, meh,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
But
it. It was there
yeah, but now one thing I think we are agreeing upon is that the creature looked fantastic for CGI.
for a full CGI. It was savage. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
kind of
well done.
spider crossed with Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's very cool, very cool.
Um, Dark, grisly, fucking fast, strong.
Mm.
Yeah. Now I will say it's the best of the CGI movies that have come out in the last couple of weeks because the Meg 2 was atrocious.
I haven't seen it.
Absolutely atrocious. I'd watch this 100 times over 100 than watch the
Yeah.
Meg 2 again.
Yeah. Now, and here's another thing. I know I should have mentioned it last week. So, there was a little bit of CGI with Dracula, wasn't there? There has to have been.
I believe there was, but not much.
No. Now,
Um,
but the impression I get was that this had a bigger budget than the Meter.
Let me just
Demeter.
get that. I'll
Yeah.
get the details. So the 2023 should have done this beforehand, but
You weren't
so the
expecting.
budget for this was 35 million,
And I think the Meter was
which is
19.
huge.
Was the Meter 19
Uh,
or 41 or something? I
Uh,
know it flopped anyway.
45 million.
Wow.
So they're two big budget movies.
Hmm.
Um,
That's one thing I will say is whatever CGI with Demeter wasn't as good
do,
as.
do, do you think maybe the budget on this went on getting a name in like David Dalsmatian,
Quite possibly.
and obviously they brought in Sophie Thatcher, who was, I'm not sure now, I haven't watched it, you might quote me and tell me I'm wrong, but she was one of the mains in that show Yellow Jackets,
I think she was. I haven't seen it, but then that
and
sounds familiar.
she was in the Book of Boba Fett too. So
Who
like,
was she in that?
no idea. I didn't watch it, but if I'm right in saying that she was in that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got like David Dalsmatian to come in, but this is one of those horror films that bring in a big name and then take them out of it straight away.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. It was strange.
Hullabaloo made about him being in it, and then there you go.
Like I said it on last week's show. We were only talking that we hadn't seen him in anything for a while. Now he's back-to-back movies,
Which is great for him.
and he'll probably disappear for another while now.
Yeah, well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
I mean, character.
in both counts.
Now, look, what I will say to you is, what I will say to you on behalf of us is, this felt to me anyway that it was if a horror film designed for the general public rather than a
Yes.
die-hard horror fan, where like we got the vibe that the last Voyage of the Demeter was more of a film made for the likes of the fans who know ins and outs of things, without trying to sound too snobby about horror
Yeah.
films, you know.
Like if you told somebody the movie, didn't tell them anything about it, right? And you said to Joe Blogs down the street there, the last voyage of the Demeter. Do you know what the Demeter is?
Yeah,
No.
most wouldn't.
You say it to me, you say it to Carl, you say it to Ian, Ted, anyone that's read the book, any kind of real horror fan, they'll be like, yeah, it's the ship that transported Dracula over.
Yeah,
So you'd have a fierce idea of what it was. Where you tell someone the Boogeyman, apart from wrestling fans that'll make a joke about it.
yeah.
Um, but like everyone's heard the ghost stories of the Boogeyman, really.
Yeah, and as well as that, I suppose people can relate to being afraid of the dark and afraid of the closets, and
Yeah.
so like that's
What's
playing.
under the bed?
Yeah, that's playing on a real thing.
Yeah.
So of course, in a way, it is going to appeal more to a wider audience. But
Yeah, absolutely.
and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It just wasn't something I'd go back to rewatch, if you get me.
For me, it got stuck in the mud. It started well,
Mm.
but I think there's too many of these movies now that are coming out with. It's like a kid that's in it involved, and one of the parents has just recently died, and it's playing off that trauma.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it a million and one times now. All of a sudden, it seems to be that kind of way. Remember at one stage, during the likes of the Haunted in Connecticut, it was about obviously people being abused and stuff.
Yeah.
They moved quickly away from that one, which was great because nobody needs to see that. Now I know it's a thing, but that's not for here nor there.
No.
But now it seems to be playing off the trauma of death.
Yeah. Because I
And
suppose
I'm just
I
like,
think
okay.
maybe they're just trying to get something that people can relate to and have a more of a connection with a film. Maybe.
Like I'm not one to sit and knock someone. This man wanted to go out and make this film, and,
Oh
and
yeah.
the amount of people that got involved in it, and fair play to them.
It's like I said.
Um,
It's not like the modern Texas Chainsaw Massacre that we fucking slaughtered, because that was absolutely horseshit. Like, yeah,
oh,
fair enough. If I had to watch this again, I would, but I'd never watch that trollop again. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, as we said on that show, though, if that didn't have that name,
Hmm. Oh god, yeah.
it mightn't have been that bad. Now, I don't. I agree that that one had no likable characters, bar maybe the mechanic.
Yeah.
Uh, it had no likable villain that you could get behind.
No.
It had nothing. This one was different. I did feel for the main girl.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, the star of this show was I think she was 7 or 8 maybe.
Yeah. She was
Um,
brilliant.
the little kid in this whose name is her real name is Vivian Lyra Blair. She plays Sawyer in this movie.
Yeah.
She absolutely stole the show for me.
Yeah. She was
She
great.
was brilliant.
There seems to be a lot of young kids coming up now that are very good early on in their acting career.
Yeah. This for me, Sophie Thatcher done a good job. It's mainly focused around her. Very little interactions with others. There are some, but not many. Obviously everything kind of happens at night, which is general horror.
Horror for you, yeah.
I thought
do
there was
not.
go ahead.
Sorry, go on. You were going to say sorry.
I thought there was some cool scenes in this, where you see Sawyer has the nightlight ball
Yeah.
and she
And
rolls
she-
it under the bed, and you see the thing scurry.
Yeah. Or when she flips over, when the camera flips over, and you see her upside down.
Upside down, yeah,
That's deadly looking.
brilliant. There was great camera work. I said that to you by text.
Yeah.
I said there was great camera work. There was a good build to it. I think the build then eventually just goes on a bit too long.
Yeah. I think so.
It did just go a bit too long. and then those, like, you can liken it to the likes of Jaws in the build to it, but this one, unlike Jaws, didn't have anything happen.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a lot of
building to something, and then maybe it was just that it was too dark to see it happening, but this one just
yeah.
didn't do it. It was just there.
It was, and then another thing, that with I know the father was dealing with the loss of his wife and all that kind of stuff. He was very kind of disconnected from the kids, wasn't he?
Oh, you did not give a
He
fuck.
didn't give a fuck about them, and you're just
No,
like,
the
so
kid's in hospital. The kid's after being thrown through a TV. No one
that was
questioned
mad.
as to how that happened.
That was mad. That fucking scene, wasn't it?
Do you know what I mean? But like, they're bringing her home from the hospital. No question as to how she got fucked through a TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
Um,
And not that I'm defending him, but I suppose grief can do that, man.
no, but like
Still,
the cops, nobody involved. Do you know what I mean? Social services.
yeah,
It was just one of them things. Obviously, it done the Friday the 13th, or no, sorry, the Nightmare on Elm Street scene where the parent to get taken again. Then towards the end,
yeah,
pulled back into the house. It was just very, very predictable.
yeah. I didn't get any scared, but any jump scares at all from it, like so. No,
The one I did like though was the ball being rolled back to her and stuff.
mm,
It was very Pennywise-esque.
yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. It was like he's just playing with her.
Yeah. So essentially,
Um,
what we can say is like if you're a general horror fan, you'll enjoy it.
yeah,
I think if you're wanting
yeah.
a bit more, you'll just like say, it's okay.
Like it's not bad
No, it's not. It's not
for
more
like
current.
for major horror fans. Yeah, for major horror fans, it's going to be a bit boring.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you're into and you like that kind of trauma horror.
Exactly.
But as I've said on many shows, possession-based horror or haunting horrors aren't really for me.
Yeah, and for me, they have to
now,
be really good.
This should have been right up my street, being a creature feature haunting movie, but as I said, the creature was badass. Fair play to the design on that, and the CGI actually worked in this.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure the ending was very similar to Arachnophobia with the fucking cans of gas and but like bringing the ma back in was just meh.
I think I get the impression that some of these kind of horrors and the directors feel they have to do that with certain things.
Yeah.
It just feels like it was
probably
kind of shoehorned in or forced in or whatever, But yeah, I think
it was okay.
Yeah, it was like we're not dissing it, but it wouldn't
sounds
be.
like it though.
It's not. But well, here's where people are gonna find it now. How many slabs of meat you gonna give it?
2.
Yeah, I was gonna give it 2 as well. So like that's still a good score.
If I was pushing to try and find a reason to make it higher, I could go 2.5 at best.
Yeah, and that would only be basically for the CGI and the monster, I think.
Yeah.
And the young one as well, absolutely.
Yeah, she was brilliant. I think she's gonna go on. If she continues like that, she'll go on to be a star.
Hopefully.
I will say the 3 girls or the 4 girls that are your one's friends.
Yeah.
They were proper cunts.
Oh yeah. Fuck's sake.
Oh.
Arseholes.
But yeah, no. Overall, it was just there. We didn't want to come on and do an hour-long one because it'll sound like we're really ripping it apart. As I said, there's some great camera work in it.
Yeah.
The builds are, I would say the builds are pretty good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they go nowhere.
And a whole lot of nowhere, yeah.
But the final ending was okay.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. Yeah, overall 2 is probably fair.
I think so. And I mean, yeah, like so as I said, yeah, go and see it if if you're at a loose end and it's still out where you are. Just no harm in going and seeing you if you're like a little scared.
It is always good to support films when they're in the cinema anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because as soon as you take the cinema away, then what are we gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. We can't all be using dodgy boxes for the rest of our lives,
Not allowed to use those. Those
No,
them's be bold.
exactly. But
Um,
before we go, I just wanted to mention something that I said to you yesterday that I watched, and that was that new fan film, the Dylan's New Nightmare.
oh yes, yes. I
I
haven't had a
think
chance to check it out yet.
it's on YouTube and it's very well done, I have to say.
That's gonna be
So
right up my road, isn't it?
yeah, I think maybe when you've watched it, we should do a little mini review of it, maybe.
Absolutely. I'll get on it and we'll maybe get that out the week after, or maybe
Yeah,
next week.
absolutely. So
Um,
I think
but
we'll
just,
leave it there
just,
for
just,
now.
a,
What do you think?
just one other shout out
Oh
there.
yeah.
From the lads at Top Tier Films.
Oh
They
yeah.
sent me a preview screener of their short that's due out called 813 with John Sweeney.
Oh yeah. Cool. Good
Um,
out, John.
Absolute top drawer for a short Irish movie. Stephen Dunn obviously directed it,
Mm,
and John is the main in it. When you get a chance when it drops on YouTube, we'll obviously share the links around for them.
absolutely.
But absolutely, it was mind-boggling to watch a 12-minute short and going, holy shit.
Hey,
But yeah, mate,
why didn't I get the screener?
because I only got it.
Oh, okay. It's all right.
Um, but yeah, so if you get a chance to check them out, and
Good
obviously
lads.
we'll share it around. Yeah, top lads. There's an episode a couple of weeks ago that we had with them,
Yeah.
that I recorded quite some time ago. And now the movies are getting close to release. So yeah, go and check the lads out as well. Top
Absolutely.
lads. Okay, see what I did there?
Ah, top fellas.
Uh,
Right, so
um,
I think we're good for now. That was our review of the Boogeyman. As we said, yeah, if you like simple
he's
stuff,
coming to get you.
yeah, yeah, go and see it. It's a bit of fun. Nothing too mad, nothing
That's
too serious.
that's the best way to describe it. It's a bit of fun for
Yeah,
a cinema trip,
yeah,
or if you're going on a so-called first date or something.
exactly. Yeah, it's not
There you
gonna
go.
stick
Don't
on anybody.
don't do what I did on my first date. Me and Zoe went to see
Good.
Sinister.
Oh God.
Mm, yeah, it was. And I scared the bejesus out of her in the middle of the cinema. I grabbed her leg in the chair.
Oh man. Well then, you
Yeah,
know what? She's worse for staying with you all this time. All this time.
she sure fucking is. It's a long time now.
All right,
Um,
man. Take us
I think
home.
that's the place to leave it to you.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think we'll finish this the way we finish every single Friday night.
Oh
In
yeah.
the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.
Woo! Yeah.